I think the story of the day, Rob, was this. This was the story of the day.
The Hawkeyes.
I'm just going to give you the stare down. Are you intimidated? Are you intimidated when I give you
No, there's nothing you could do that would intimidate me.
Zero?
No.
Like even if I put on my Fran face?
No.
What is the Fran face?
I don't even know. I'm not
I don't know either.
But
have you ever seen anything like that? Ever?
No, I've never have. I mean, not even at like the AAU or high school level. I've never seen it. Although, you know what? I have seen Fran McCaffery stare down the ref. He did it against Wisconsin from like 60 feet.
Me too.
Where he was given the stare down. So me and Kevin Brown, and I really enjoy working with Kevin. He does a great job.
He's awesome.
Yes. We were kind of in screw around blowout mode, like the game seemed over. It was an 11-point game with a minute 30 to go. And I actually saw an edit of it because I made the comment in the game that it was like an old Wild West showdown. And they put like the music to it with the Western music. But the funniest part, and I don't know how Kelly Pfeiffer didn't start laughing, because I would have started laughing if somebody was looking at me like that. Yeah. Is when Fran took 2 steps to him and then Kelly took 2 steps back.
It was so good.
I think it's the funniest thing ever. And the photos of the standoff are hilarious. And the fact that they came back and won is incredible. We interviewed Peyton Sanford after the game, who hit the shot to send it to overtime. And Kevin asked him the question, did you see your coach staring down the ref? He goes, yeah. We were in the huddle and we were thinking, like, what play are we going to run? And then we looked out and coach was just staring the ref down, which is an amazing quote.
But they probably weren't even – that's the one thing with Fran. You don't even really think twice that much about it.
Well, and Tony Perkins kind of grabbed him and was like trying to get him to come back to the huddle. And then one of their assistants finally went and got him. But you can't make that part up. And then the way they got hot. And Michigan State missed a couple blockouts.
How did you guys not interview Fran? How did you not interview Fran after that and ask him?
I don't think it was offered, and it wasn't a live interview. You know how ESPN sets up those 2-hour windows on a Saturday, and they rattle them off.
They needed to stay with you guys. We had
already gypped Baylor and whoever Baylor was playing at like 10 minutes into the first half. So I get it. They're trying to get to that game. Yeah. And that was one of those games where I'm sure the fans of the Texas Baylor game were thinking, why are they fouling? The game's over. Right. But that's the 1% where you're doing it and it works. But the way Iowa got hot, I mean, they make 5 threes in the last 20 or minute 30 of the game. Michigan State only missed 1 foul shot, but they did turn it over. They did miss a couple blockouts, a couple weird plays where it's like they should have gotten the ball and it would have ended the game, and they don't. And Iowa takes advantage. And then in overtime, Iowa's got every bit of momentum. And Tony Perkins had some huge offensive rebound putbacks, which he's the smallest guy on the floor. The crazy thing, though, for Michigan State is that they played so well offensively for their 5 best guys. Right. They were 11 of 13 from 3 in regulation. That's 80-something%, 82%. But Malik Hall played well. Tyson Walker was great again. Hauser played well. Hogard played pretty well. He missed the free throw, but got to the line, I think, 12 times or 13 times.
They did. All right. So what would you have done if you were Kelly Pfeiffer? Getting back to this, I would have taught. Either I would have done this. I would have done one of two things. I would have went right up nose to nose with him, like literally nose to nose, right? Or I would have tossed him.
I'm surprised he didn't toss him.
You know why he didn't? You know why he didn't?
Well, no, why?
Because Kelly Pfeiffer doesn't have a million big leagues. So he can't afford to not be able to work Iowa games right now.
Yeah.
So he can't toss him and then basically Fran say, you know what? I don't want Kelly Pfeiffer on any more of my game. He doesn't have the leverage that some of these other big time officials have.
No, I can see that. Why. It reminded me of the clip on YouTube where Rasheed Wallace was staring that ref down, and they have the ref mic'd, and he's like, whack, get out, and throws him out, and Steve Smith runs up and's like, he didn't even say anything. And he's like, he's intimidating me. I told him to stop looking at me. That's what it reminded me of. Yeah. I honestly am surprised he didn't get tossed. But I think that Kelly also in the back of his mind was like, Big Ten refs just tossed this dude a week ago at Northwestern. I've already teched him tonight. He's technically not saying anything, but he is staring me down.
What did he tech him for the first time? Do you remember?
Fran was upset. I think I was listening to his presser after the game. He said he was upset with a different ref, but he was just on him about this call, and he'd had enough and teched him.
Well, that's the thing too, is I feel like the level for Fran is much higher than most people. You know, like if somebody else did that, they'd probably get teed up right away. But because it's Fran, there's almost a higher tolerance in a way for Fran and what he does.
I don't know. I'm honestly, I get what you're saying, but I am surprised he didn't eject him, because that could have, a lot of refs would, I feel like.